What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. This video today is discussing a very controversial topic of some breaking news that broke later this week. BleedingCool.com wrote about CGC asking Bad Idea to stop selling their Invisible slab comics. I recently did a video discussing the issues that I had with this and now it looks to be backfiring. Folks, before we get into the video, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers and I will be rolling out a massive 10,000 subscriber giveaway and there will be multiple winners and multiple prizes to hand out. Check out all the awesome links below as well, folks, but let's just get right into this. We're not going to read all of it. I'm just gonna, kind of preface some of this stuff right here. Basically, Bleeding Cool just gives a little bit of a backstory of what CGC and Bad Idea had partnered up on. If you guys want to actually get this information, if you haven't been made aware of it before, you can obviously Google the information. It's out there. It's on Bad Idea's Twitter and everything. But Bad Idea came and kind of gave this, like they always do, they gave this kind of cryptic, statement saying, oh, we're promoting this and we're doing this. And they sent out the emails. I'm on the email list. I didn't really understand it at all about what they were doing with this Invisible comic. Now, it is a slabbed case with a random grade. It does have a comic book name and the details with the artist and the writer. And the case wasn't empty. It actually had kind of a poly sleeve that had two staples in the middle, and that was it. And it was a see-through poly little sleeve that was folded at the center with staples. They sent out this email blast asking folks how much would they pay for this book. So my concern was, how do you justify a price for this? Or is this just a promotional material that they're giving away? Or are they just trolling us and they're not actually selling them? But then I came to realize that they were selling these books, and I still don't understand the details on how they were doing that. And I was assuming that maybe them selling these Invisible slab comics was just basically like them buying something else that they were going to release later on. So anybody that purchased one of the Invisible slabs was going to get, this exclusive Bad Idea comic in the future when it was released. I don't know. We know Bad Idea has been all about gimmicks. I've liked a lot of their ideas in the past, but this was a big question mark for me. And I question why CGC would even get behind something like this, especially with the backlog, with the turnaround times being like close to a year right now for some people, with quality control issues continue to come up, with a lot of CGC customers being very vocal saying we are dissatisfied with what's going on with CGC right now. They raised prices last year. They were bought out by Blackstone. They promised that they were going to combat a lot of these issues and bring some more assets in. They opened up a new facility, hired 70 new people, but then nothing seemed to change. Then, of course, they raised prices again just a couple weeks ago. So for them to do this on top of that seemed to be a slap in the face to all those people submitting books and actually waiting months and months and months. Let's go down, though, to where it states in this article exactly what went down, or at least what was made public. The article states, on the CGC forums, a representative replied saying, "Hey all, Bad Idea approached us at the beginning of 2020 with the idea to create and encapsulate an Invisible comic as a way to showcase and promote their new book and writers. Given recent feedback, we have asked Bad Idea to cease selling them and only use them for promotional purposes." Now, again, let me reiterate, this kind of gimmick idea as a promotional item, I think, is an awesome idea. It's fun, it's silly, it's aloof, it speaks to kind of the brand of Bad Idea and what they built their foundation on. But selling them, that's where I had a lot of issues. They go on to say this. On Twitter, Middle Earth Comics of Houston messaged Bad Idea's Dinesh Shamdashani saying, "Hey Dinesh, what's the word on the Invisible book and CGC stance on selling them? Seeing some things online that they're not exactly behind the idea." Dinesh replied, What are you seeing? We only built one mechanism for purchasing and a lot of hoops to jump through. Demand was insane. All the copies we made available were purchased immediately on New Year's Eve. We have 3 big giveaways coming up very soon for copies and 3 promotion partnerships. And they continue on to say this. So basically, Bad Idea is happy to stop selling the Invisible comics because they already sold them all. And we are aware that offers of 5 figures have been made to those who have copies. We look forward to seeing what happens when the first one hits eBay. Wow. Wow. Folks, let me just say here. This, I don't know. I don't know how the things are going to play out. This is just my personal opinion. But obviously, I believe that CGC realized doing this was a bad idea. No pun intended, right? Now, it's good to know and good to have the context that they put this together at the beginning of 2020. So, even if it was early on in the pandemic, or maybe it was pre-pandemic, I don't know. But maybe CGC at that point, there wasn't so much of a backlog and they felt like they could sustain doing something like this and it would be something fun and positive for the business. I do believe that right now, the simple fact of everything else CGC is going through, like I was saying earlier, all the outcry, a lot of people saying, I am upset with CGC. I'm not going to tolerate this because of turnaround times, because of quality control, because of the prices being raised twice in less than 1 year. I think CGC realized that this being released at the time that it was extremely bad timing and left a very sour taste in a lot of CGC customers' mouths. I do. And then making this statement kind of separates them from that and says that we need to stand on the side of our customers on this one. Now, what does it say for Bad Idea? Well, you could see, Dinesh, and this is just my personal opinion. I've interviewed Dinesh. We sat and talked with Dinesh. Dinesh is a good guy. Obviously I don't know him extremely well personally, but from my take, I have much respect for him as a businessman, and I totally understood the concept of Bad Idea when he explained it to me, and I said, this makes sense. I do have a lot of question marks on what they're doing here, though, again. So it seems that at this point, they don't have any more to sell, so they're going to abide by CGC's suggestion of not selling anymore because there's not any more out there. But is this going to taint what Bad Idea is doing? That's the big question mark. To be quite honest, I think this can build the legend. Controversy sometimes is a positive thing, right? Look at rock stars or the rap star. A lot of negative things come back and really build into this kind of public perception of this individual being a legend. That's kind of where I see this taking Bad Idea. There's always going to be those people that are like, Bad Idea is not for me. They're this, they're that, whatever. But I think a lot of people that understand or that are like really behind the gimmickiness of what Bad Idea is, they're going to rally behind this and be like, yeah, more controversy. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. I think this is really speaking more to where CGC is at next to where Bad Idea is at. But I will say this. I cannot fathom them selling this book, these individual graded books, without there being something else going on behind the scenes that we haven't seen. And I can't speak to that because we just don't know the facts yet. We don't know the facts. Like Dinesh said, they have 3 big giveaways coming up very soon. I don't know what those giveaways are. Are those giveaways pertaining specifically to the individuals that bought the individual books? I just don't know. But I want to end this video on this note. And again, it's really stressing where CGC is at. This issue really, really speaks to a cracking foundation that CGC is sitting on. Now, I know there's probably going to be a lot of you that comment in this video saying, oh, CGC's, they have a monopoly or they're kings of the king of the hill and all this stuff. And I get it. It's still going to take a lot for CGC to crack. and I don't mean their cases. But you got to understand, you got to start weakening the foundation somehow. And it just takes one slight pebble or one slight stone to hit the concrete, to chip at it, to start facilitating something bigger. And that's already been set in place with their quality control issues, their turnaround time, the price increases, especially, at the timing that those price increases came. Now, again, I have been optimistic. I do have a positive outlook on them really trying to change things with the resources they have under Blackstone. Blackstone is a publicly traded company worth $600+ billion. And I know that CGC is such a small little piece of their entire enterprise, but still, they wouldn't have pursued the buyout if they didn't think it would be potential for them. I do stand optimistic at this point, but as time passes, that optimism is going to slowly dwindle away if nothing changes. And this speaks loudly to the fact that we as consumers have a voice, and they know that. CGC knows that. We not only have a voice in how we express our concerns, but we have even more power in where we spend our money. And I say that all the time. If we start pulling our money out of CGC's pocketbooks and we go to CBCS, we go to EGS, and we take it somewhere else, they're going to keep realizing that they need to be even more careful with the decisions that they make, and hope that is just a fact of the matter. So let me know what you all think in the comments below. This is just wow. Again, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Thank you all so much for watching. Be well, and until next time.